Electricast.
I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Oh my gosh, it's missing the point. And of course, if you hear my voice with such electricity and it with such excitement, it's the weekly power ranking show. I'm joined by none other than my cohort on this power ranking adventure, the man that builds the 1 through 10 that's often controversial and very fun to talk about. The thing we base this whole show around. It's just me and him this week. He's a Cowboys fan, so that might get a little touchy during this podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, you know me, love him. It's the real BK Bob Kelly. How are you, Bobby?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, but it's a little bittersweet because it's week 16, week 17 now, man.
Almost done.
It's flown by. It's
almost
crazy.
Done here in the power ranking show. But Don't worry. It's just going to be the same car with a different coat of paint on it when we do the weekly playoff show. So no one's stress as we come. It's not like we're going to leave you hanging. It's not like we're just going to disappear like Bobby did when we first tried to record this show 10 minutes ago. But with a little bit of movie magic, no one's any the wiser. I guess his computer died. So here we are in the power ranking show, just me and you. The rest of the fam probably not too thrilled about talking about football, considering they're all Patriots fans. And we'll get to that. And we're not going to get to that in the power rankings section of the show because they are terrible. We're going to get to that in what we always start the show off with these days because we're at that time of the season, probably the last of the cross-offs. So, Robert, Kelly, my friend, my confidant, my pal. Let's start with the AFC, like we always do. The AFC South, the Texans, they're already gone. They're already crossed off.
Yep.
I love Lovie Smith. I think he's a great coach. I think he's underrated. I think he's actually made that defense look a little bit better than the record suggests. If you have took a gander at the Houston Texans from time to time, they have 0 names on their roster that of any real import. But I think maybe if they give him a chance, he could build something down there. Not this year. 1-12, crossed off.
Nope.
Bye.
Nope.
No argument from you there, Bob, I would imagine.
No. I mean, I think it's really just Titans and Jaguars left in that division, right? That's it.
Yeah. If you type into Google Translate starting Nick Foles, it actually translates to crossed off. Crossed off. So that's the Indianapolis Colts for you this week. They are going another route, I heard, and they're crossing off Matt Ryan, and they're bringing in Nick, Big Dick Nick.
It's literally the biggest collapse in NFL history against the Vikings, right? Biggest ever.
Yes, Matt Ryan is now, and this is unfortunate because
Mr. Collapse, bro.
He's not a bad guy. He's a BC grad.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to see the BC guys do well, and usually if they're left guards that you have to like struggle to remember their name, they're fine. But the quarterback classes
or linebackers.
Yeah, they've gotten some good linebackers out of there too. I think it's a good program, especially for its size. But Matty Ice, ever since that college championship game, has enjoyed nothing if not a tumultuous time when leading in a football game. If you remember, he was the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons when Mr. Tom Brady led the biggest Super Bowl comeback in history. Now he's the owner of the biggest regular season comeback in history against the fucking Vikings, which is oof. It never rains, but it pours in the Ryan household. I think it's important to note that they are crossed off. Yeah, and I guess we'll see you next year, maybe on the Power Ranking show, Indianapolis Colts. Maybe you guys can really work wonders in the offseason. Who knows? The Jacksonville Jaguars, Bobby, we crossed them off.
Did we?
Or did we not? I think you might have talked me out of it.
I think we were waiting, man. And I feel like, I mean, we'll get to it more in detail, but this week showed me a little more. I think Lawrence is definitely for real. And if they beat the Titans. I think they play. Is it last week of the season they play the Titans, or it's coming up?
Yeah,
Maybe.
either the second to last or the last. Yeah.
They're right there, man. They're only a game back. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
Titans,
they have 6 wins and they're going in the right direction, and the
Titans are
Titans
going
have
the
7
wrong
wins and they're
direction.
going in the wrong direction.
Right. So,
Um,
I if they are crossed off, I feel like we got to uncross them. I know that's like,
no, I don't
taboo,
think now that we think about it, now that I talk about it, I'm gonna go ahead and assert that we didn't. I think I wanted to, and I think you talked me out of it, so I'm glad that we didn't. So the Titans not looking good. I think it's an old truism in football that you can't really win if your best guy's a running back. And the amount of miles that they put on Derrick Henry this year, especially, it was always going to go this way. And I think we were talking about that week in, week out when they were stuck in the top 10 because they deserved to be there because they had a hot start. But I think we knew as we moved on with the season that this was sort of going to be their inevitable decline. I do like Vrabel, though, and I wish them the best of luck next year. They're not going to be back in the top 10 anytime soon, I'm assuming, right?
no, I don't think so.
All right, good. So moving right along, glad the Jags are still in it. I actually do like Trevor Lawrence. He has like an elite level of pocket awareness. He's got great arm talent, and I think that like anyone can get wrecked by like that Urban Meyer first season. So I'm glad he's coming back. He's having a good sophomore year. Let's see where he goes. We crossed the Steelers and the Browns off. That's probably true still. They're not mathematically out of it, but they're out of it. I think that's we're pretty sure about that, right? They're not going to get in ahead of, I mean, fuck, man. If you look at the rest of the AFC, if the Patriots keep losing and the Jets keep losing, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no, they're done. They're done.
Yeah.
They would have to. I feel like they're the teams that like you see that playoff scenarios and it's like 2 miles long. So like it could happen.
Yeah, but a lot of things need to
yeah.
happen. A lot of things need to happen. So let's talk about that bridge when we burn it down. So the Browns also out. They look even worse with Deshaun.
Yeah,
So I don't know what's going on there. He's like wrecked Nick Chubb somehow on my fantasy team, which is upsetting. The Ravens are on the decline, which we've been talking about for a few weeks. We crossed them off last week, Bob. We crossed them off.
It was an aggressive cross off, but
yeah, but it was electric. I was super into it. Lamar still isn't practicing this week because if my sources are to be believed, Lamar Jackson has not been photographed in any practices, which to me means he's likely not going to suit up again this week. They have something like a 99% chance of making the playoffs with their record. But this is like everybody wants the Ravens. Any AFC team going into a playoff game is going to want the Baltimore Ravens, right?
yeah, especially if they're going on the road, which they will have to.
They're going to have to because they're going to lose out. Yeah,
yeah.
they're going to lose out because they have fucking Joe Schmo as their QB, not Lamar Jackson, which we actually discovered. I think we kind of hit the nail on the head right before everything started to fall apart, thankfully, because we tried to get our takes in hot. You know, you don't want a cold take on a sports show. But I think right before Lamar went down, we were saying, you know, like, I think the only thing making this team any good is Lamar Jackson. I think the fact that he's so dynamic, the fact that he's so good is why they've won any games at all. And they got to worry about that defense in the offseason. They got to go do something about that because I don't think your man's going to want to be around much longer if they keep fucking coughing up games every time he puts them in a position to win. The Cincinnati Bengals, I think, well, I guess we'll come to them later. We'll come to them later in the power rankings. I don't want to trip over my own dick here. The Broncos, they've been crossed off since fucking October. The Raiders just won a big game.
we should talk about that. We got to talk about it.
let me get through the rest of the West, and then we'll talk about when we get to the East. All right. The Broncos are crossed off. The Raiders are still crossed off. The Chargers are in with a shout, my friend. I think they've got a wild card game in their future. I think they're looking good again. Keenan Allen's healthy. He's playing well. Herbert is looking like himself. Yeah. I mean, you need a guy. It is a little bit disturbing how they looked over the first few weeks. I thought they were going to be a lot better, but I really do think Herbert's a good quarterback. Like, I don't think anybody's writing him off or his career off over the next few years. And he does have weapons. So let's see how they do. I mean, I genuinely think they could win a game or two in the postseason. But that's burying the lead for the power rankings. So they may or may not have cracked them. Spoiler alert. Chiefs are obviously in there. The Jets look like shit. now. To be honest.
I think it might be time. I mean, I don't know if they're crossed
It was
off
a
yet,
cute.
man.
It was a cute start. It was a cute start.
Yeah,
It really was.
But this week schedule,
They're
Jets
fourth.
play.
They're fourth in the AFC East with a 7-7 record. So
The Jets play the Jaguars tomorrow night. So I feel like that's a loser go home match.
yeah.
For both teams.
All right,
for both
fine.
teams.
Wait on the fucking Jets again. God damn it! I'm so ready. My Sharpie is hovering over the Jets.
Bro, Zach Wilson being in there is a huge red flag. So I mean, I feel like the Jags are gonna smoke them tomorrow. That's my belief. But
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about it then via Discord. The Patriots, on pure merit of the stupidest play of the season, maybe of the decade,
maybe ever.
maybe I've ever seen. A little context for the folks at home, if you don't know what happened on what was it, Monday? Was it Monday night? Sunday?
No, it's Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday. So the Patriots are playing, picture it. It's Las Vegas. It's their giant stadium that they call like the Black Butthole or whatever it's called. It's the Patriots against the Raiders. It's a tight game. It's 34-34 going into the last few seconds of regular time. The Pats don't look like they can really make it to the field goal line. Like, you know, that special little graphic they give us of like, this is where they probably need to get to for their kicker to make the kick, right? And there really isn't enough time. So they get one play off, and it's a draw play. And it sort of seems like, you know, a lot of people probably went to go get a drink, right? It's like, okay, we're going into OT. And then the miraculous happens. They start pitching it like they're down.
Like it's the Cal Stanford band.
I was going to say, like it's a college football fucking championship game. Like they're down and they're trying to just rugby it to the end zone instead of just going to overtime. So obviously the missing the point group chat lights up, Twitter lights up as a duck of a lateral pass back to Mac Jones is caught by the wrong Jones, Chandler Jones. He suns Mac Jones and then ends the game. just
annihilates his life.
Call me daddy from now until the end of time. He might have ended his career, to be honest.
Oh my God.
I don't know how you ever recover from that.
Honestly, my eyes didn't know. Like I was watching it and my eyes didn't know how to process what I was seeing. It was one of those where I was like, I was like, what?
Because I was like, is it
they won?
34. Here was my
won?
first thought. Here was my very first thought as it was happening, right? Because I was only sort of half paying attention because I thought, okay, we're going into overtime, like whatever, right? I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh, the graphic of the score line is wrong. That was my first thought. It was like the Patriots are down. They're down 3. Yeah. Right. Or they're down 4 or something. There's an issue with the graphic, but there was not. It was tied and they just did so the first few questions, just to sort of break this down a little bit. The first few questions in the group chat and on the Twitzer was that designed? Did Matt Patricia draw that up and Bill Belichick approved it and then they called it in the huddle and then they ran the play? Because who was he throwing it to? What did he want Mac Jones to do?
But so I feel like the person who got kind of cheated out of he's like, I didn't get any blame is Ramondre. What the fuck? He started everything.
He did the first pitch.
He did the first one.
He made everyone think we needed to do this. That's how I was looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah. I just.
At least it was a good pitch, though. I mean, that last pass.
It was behind that. Yeah, it was behind. Bro, well, to Mac Jones, too. And he dies.
But did we get any? I mean, I know the Patriots are the Patriots, but did we get any kind of insight into what?
Jacoby said that he was just trying to make a play. And he
did for the Raiders.
Oh, my God. It's just absurd.
Are you sure he didn't say he was just trying to make a plane or catch a train?
Trying to get the fuck out of it.
I was trying to go home, man.
He said he just saw him out of the corner of his eye and he didn't see Chandler and he just pitched it.
I just of all teams, you know, for the do your job New England Patriots, for the best run team of the last 20 years, the best run team by far, like not even close. And with Bill Belichick at the helm, tight lips, No whispers coming out of there. No conspiracy theories emerging from locker rooms. It's always been like, if you're not good enough, you're cut. I don't care who you are, what your name is, what your contract is. It's always been, if you do something stupid on special teams, we're not going to see you again. Like there's a guy champing at the bit just to get your job. And then to see that, how the mighty have fallen. And I'm not even doing I'm not even doing a victory lap, to be honest with you, because I was pretty sure the reason they were good was Bill Belichick and not necessarily Tom Brady, but the man looks remarkably average. Remarkably.
I feel like he's just kind of old. You know what I mean? Like it gets to a point, man, where it's like you're a grandpa now. You know what I mean? Like not but like he's what, 70, 71?
I don't know. Like his fucking old. His hero Bill Parcells was like 1 billion years old last time I saw him coach, and he was still pretty good.
The kids are still at practice, and I have no idea what's for dinner.
You can get a rotisserie chicken and 2 sides for just $15 in as fast as an hour with Walmart Express delivery.
Who said that? Who's in my house? Don't play with me, because I'm not the one.
It's just your friendly Walmart announcer. This is a commercial.
Oh, okay. You were saying dinner for a family was just $15?
Yep, it'll be at your door by the time you get the kids home from practice. Order now. Welcome to your Walmart. Subject to availability, restrictions, and fees apply.
Now that was a helpful commercial.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just it's so uncharacteristic.
What do you forget?
Of
Do you
this team.
forget? Do you forget how to run a team, or is it just a simple answer that the guy that was doing everything for them down there? I mean, I'm sure it's more nuanced than this over the course of this many years, but the guy that was maybe making it happen.
It's been a rough 3 years. It's been a rough 3 years.
I mean, the common denominator is that the GOAT has left the building. But listen, whatever. It is what it is. I'm sure it's tough to be a Patriots fan right now. Fuck, our podcast would be doing better if they were doing better. So it doesn't do me any favors when they don't do well. But we're not here to talk about them because they are
Just
far.
make me a little happy.
I know, I can tell you did a full blown victory lap, even though the
Craig, listen. The only reason I loved it so much is because it took a little bit of the steam off of my Cowboys, and they weren't the leading headliner anymore. Yeah, they weren't.
I love how you said in the group chat, you said, well, I'm just glad it took attention away from the Cowboys. And I was like, we're still going to have to do the power ranking show this week. You're still going to have to talk about them. But yeah, I mean, the Patriots, and I think every other member of the podcast would actually agree with this, considering the show they did on our sister podcast this week, that they deserve everything they're getting. So yeah, alas and goodbye, the Patriots dynasty. We hardly knew ye, and you were mostly insufferable. Okay, the Dolphins, they're also on the slide, man. I think they're obviously going to make the playoffs still. Looking at the rest of the AFC, they're obviously going to make the playoffs still. But does it feel like to you? Are they in the top 10?
Yeah, there.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about them when we get there. Fine. All right. Moving right over to the NFC, the rest of the cross-offs. Let's get this going. We talked about the Patriots for too fucking long, but it was too fun. Falcons are already gone. Saints are already gone. You wouldn't let me get rid of the Panthers. Can I get rid of the Panthers now?
I still that whole division, man.
Oh, but yeah, the Bucs have still only won 6 games.
Yeah, bro, the Bucs are so bad.
All right,
I feel like I will cross off the whole division if I could. That was the worst second half. Yeah, that was the worst second half I've ever seen in my entire life. The Bucs were up 17-0, and then Tom Brady, that offense just collapsed, bro. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It was like the exact reverse of the previous week's game where they came back and won like 19-17 or whatever it was. They're the worst running team in football.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Statistically, they actually are the worst running team in football. And you can see that when you watch them play, because I think Mike essentially alluded to this point last week on the power rankings. It's like, you can talk shit about Tom Brady and tell everyone, oh, he's old, he's clapped out. But I don't know if it's that simple, because I just think it's like, he's not too old to be an elite quarterback, but he's too old to do everything. He's too old to do everything on the offense. Like, he needs some stuff around him. And I just think if they run the ball like that, and they just a lot of those play calls are bad too. I think he's running the offense though, but I mean, no one ever said he was the greatest offensive coordinator of all time. So I personally think, and not to dedicate this as the Tom Brady show, but I personally think he's going to play again next year, and it's not going to be in Tampa.
Yeah,
because there's 5 options off the top of my head that have like hard-nosed coaches, good elite offensive lines, good running backs, and good defenses. They're missing a quarterback, and Tom Brady could if he, I don't know if he cares about living in Detroit or not, but if he goes to Detroit next year, like they're good.
That'd be kind of awesome.
They're good. They're good to go. So
I just pictured that in my head. Tom Brady in Detroit Lions uniform.
weird. It's weird. I don't like it. I don't want him in my division. I don't want it. But we'll see how it goes. All right. Well, whatever. I guess the NFC South is anybody's fucking ball game. Jesus Christ.
It's like I want to cross them all off, but you can't cross any of them off because I want to cross them all off.
That's fine.
Anyway.
Let's move on. The NFC North, we did cross off the Bears, but again, they gave the Eagles a game.
They did, man.
They lost. They lost a lot of close games this year.
Fields had the best run I've ever seen that didn't count.
Yeah, I mean, he's the sickest. He's just the sickest. Like, I really think on, and I know I say this a lot, but I think on bottled talent, he's in the top echelons of the NFL.
Without a doubt.
For a few minutes there, I began feeling like I had the best player in the NFL.
He averages. I saw a stat today that like he averages more rushing yards per game over the last 8 games than anyone in the league, running backs included.
Wow.
Or I think there was one. Who's the leading rusher in the NFL right now?
I think touchdowns. I know it's Jamal Williams.
It is Jamal Williams.
I feel like on yards, it's probably still Derrick Henry. Maybe Christian McCaffrey, but it's probably still Derrick Henry.
It is. I hate it.
It's cool. I can just delete this part.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird, but all right.
That's funny. No, it's Josh Jacobs, but Justin Fields has 1,000 yards rushing.
Yeah, he's gonna hit. Well, I think that Lamar Jackson is the record, and I think he's on pace to beat the single season rushing record by a QB. I mean, it's bananas.
Yeah.
And didn't even have a good first few games. Is the thing. Like, he was shitty for the first few games. So, I mean, I like it. I like what's happening here I should say, in Chicago. And like I said, watch out for them next year. Most salary cap. We got some. I think people are going to want to come to us in the free agency, but based on how we've looked, and also we have a high draft pick because we keep losing games. But yes, sadly crossed off. Packers, we did cross them off. Are we just going to keep them crossed off?
Yeah, Packers are cut off.
Okay, great. We've crossed off the Packers. That's positive. The Lions have won a lot of games.
They're in there. No, they're in there.
They've won 3 in a row. Like, they're right there with
they're in my top 10.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about them when we get there. Vikings are unfortunately still in the power rankings, so we'll talk about them when we get here. I think the Rams were the first cross off, so they've been gone.
Yeah.
Which is positive. I think the Cardinals have been gone. The Seahawks, they're heading into cross-off territory. They're 2 losses on the bounce. They've been a little found out. I think they had a good start to the season, but man, I don't know. They're not going on the road in the playoffs and winning a game if they even make it, right?
Yeah, no, definitely not. They've definitely shown who we thought they were gonna be at the beginning of the season.
They are who we thought they were.
They really are though, and I feel like it's either them or the Lions, right? That's what it's going to come down to. Or the
it's looking like the Lions to me. I mean, it's like 3 wins on the trot, or 2 losses on the trot, and the strength of schedule comparisons aside, I think that the Lions look like a team that has a genuine offense, real talent, but they also have Jared Goff. So I'm not saying they're going to win a fucking Super Bowl here, but I think for the sort of weak NFC standings that we have, I think they have a shot. So we're going to leave them there. I think the 49ers, we'll talk about in the power rankings, obviously. The Commanders, they're not in your top 10, right?
No.
They could still make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, they're right there. It's between them, the Seahawks,
Giants,
and the Lions.
Seahawks and the Lions.
Yeah. The Giants are pretty much in now after they beat.
Yeah, but I want to cross the Giants off. They look like shit.
Yeah, they're not good.
I don't think they're very good. So, well, we knew that. We knew they were playing sort of above themselves, but that's fine. We'll leave them in there since they might potentially crack the top 10 again. Cowboys, obviously, we'll talk about. Eagles, we'll talk about. All right, cool.
So, what would be the playoff matchups if they ended today? We'd have Dolphins, Chiefs. So the Bills would get the bye if they ended today, right? Okay. We'd have Dolphins, Chiefs, Bengals, Chargers, Ravens, Titans. Ooh, that Dolphins Chiefs game, that'd be fun, man.
Would it though? It would have been fun like 3 weeks ago.
That's true. It'd be different.
I feel like the Dolphins are winning that game.
Bengals, Chargers. Sounds like a good one. NFC, Eagles get the bye, obviously.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys, Bucks, which
Oh, you're
is
smoking them. No, you're
yeah.
smoking them at this point.
They're fine. Giants, 49ers, Seahawks, Vikings.
Seahawks, Vikings. Oh my God.
That's what. See that's where we want the Lions. So it's a good.
Yeah.
That's where we want the Lions because the Lions being in that spot would make that such an interesting game, and I feel like the Lions could beat the Vikings, right?
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with one of 6 collectibles and your choice of a Big Mac or 10-piece McNuggets with spicy Nether Flame sauce. Now available with a Minecraft movie meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time, a Minecraft movie only in theaters.
Yeah, that's all fair. I guess that's a good segue into our power rankings this week. Number 10 with a bullet is the not San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers. Looking like themselves again, I think. Looking like the team we thought they were going to be. Keenan Allen's healthy. He's catching passes. He's doing that quintessential Keenan Allen. Every pass I catch is going to get your team at least 8 yards.
Yeah, he's first down king, bro.
Yeah, he's just that guy. Love him to bits. Great player. Glad he's back. I don't know what the fuck was going on with him. He seemed like he was being kind of a pussy there for the last few weeks of him not coming in, but that's probably just because he was on my fantasy team, and I was just mad. Sorry, Keenan, but they're back in and they're looking good. What do you think of this Chargers team?
Yeah, I feel like that's really what it came down to, right? Is those weapons being out really just debilitated this offense, and it was so obvious too, because they weren't throwing the ball down the field. They were being like super lazy and boring with Justin Herbert. When you have Justin Herbert, that's you want, you know what I mean? What you want passes
I
all
still
over
don't
the
like the
field.
coaching staff. I still don't like the coaching staff. I don't feel like they communicate well. I don't feel like they're creative. I feel like they're letting them play now, which is good. They like recognize their mistakes a little bit, but I don't know, a little ego going on there. I don't see him lasting.
It's just when you have a guy that can make a throw like Justin Herbert did this past weekend against the Titans, and like you're always in a game because when it comes down to it, sometimes it's just that one throw.
Let him cook,
the difference.
though.
Agreed. Definitely let him cook. Definitely.
It's the same shit with I was saying about Fields coming into this season. It's like, dude, let's lose or win based on him, please, because it's like you're not going to manage around him. Like you're just get out of his way. Just get out of his way and let him try and win a fucking game. I mean, credit to him. I think they're back on the march. I'm not going to say it's completely unrealistic that they beat the Bengals if they come up against them in the first game of the playoffs. I think that it's entirely fucking
Chargers
possible.
definitely
if they didn't have such
they're definitely the best choice for that 6-7 team out of all those
they
teams
match
that are
up
left.
well, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I think like if you had told me we were going to see the Bengals and the Chargers in the first round, based on the first like 3 weeks of play, I would have thought that the Bengals were going to be the team with the worst record.
Right.
So it's funny how the season's shaken out, but here we are. We got the Chargers and the Bengals looking down the pipe of one another. Very similar teams too. Very, very kind of set up in a lot of the same ways. Shades of Burrow and Herbert, shades of Keenan Allen and the T. Higginses of the world and the Jamar Chases of the world. I think obviously not necessarily comparable talents, but it's a good quarterback. Like an almost elite, if not fully elite quarterback with good weapons. And they're coming in against each other, but also flaws. Both teams contain flaws that are exploitable. And I think it's just going to be a matter of who adjusts better, who reads the other team better. And I do unfortunately think that the Bengals have a better mind controlling the whole thing. So I would lean Bengals if that happened. But moving right along to the Detroit Lions, they've won 3 on the trot, like we said. Their offense just has looked good all year, I think. I think that even with DeAndre Swift's injury troubles, as it were, his sort of up and down games, I think Williams has obviously stepped up. I think he's got a shitload of touchdowns this year, if not still the most. Last time I checked, it was the most, but I mean, maybe not. Goff is actually making plays. He's making plays. I think that they have someone down there has a knack for taking average quarterbacks and making them look good. He's making throws. Their defense finally looks a little bit better. Looks like they believe in themselves, and they're in like a 3 or 4 horse race to make the playoffs. So how's this Lions team?
Yeah, man. Williams is the league leader in touchdowns, so you're right.
Good.
It's 14.
Good.
Second is Jalen Hurts, which is crazy.
Not that crazy. I mean, if you watch the fucking Eagles play.
Yeah, I mean, I just the offense is why I believe in this team, and the defense has really come around too. I mean, earlier in the year, the run defense was just gaping holes all over the place, and now I think it was in a 3-week span they stopped like Zaquan, Nick Chubb, and someone else, and they held them all under like 35 yards. So,
Yeah.
the defense definitely seems real. Dan Campbell sometimes just needs to get out of his own way, but
100%.
the team is stacked, man. You look at that offense. If Jared Goff has a good game, they could put up 30 to 40 points on anyone, any given day, without a doubt. And when you look at, I just look at the rest of the NFL, right? You look at all these teams that are right around 7-7. The only team that really jumps off the page that I would actually want to turn on and put on my TV is the Detroit Lions. Like the Seahawks, no.
Yeah.
The Patriots,
they're tough to watch these days. They're real tough to. Well, they're fun to watch.
Well, you never know what you're gonna see. The Jets,
Patriots are like a box of chocolates.
It's just you go down this list. It's like the Lions are the only team out of that group that like I actually enjoy, and I actually have a little bit of faith in them week to week.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I don't know if you could put them against any team and they could drop 30 to 40. I mean, if you're telling me right now they're coming up against, in a playoff scenario, they're coming up against the 49ers, I think they're losing.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
43 to 10.
That's a whole different ballgame.
But we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it goes for them from now on. I think they're one of the teams that's going to make the first week of playoff action real fun. So let's see how that goes. If everything goes according to plan. Let's talk about these fucking turgid Vikings for 8 seconds. Yeah, biggest comeback in NFL history, sure. I think that might be more the custodial nature of Matt Ryan's tenure as the biggest fucking lead blower in the history of sports. I think that the Indianapolis Colts were lucky to be up on them as much as they were. I do give them credit for their fight back. I'm not trying to take that from them. But
listen, you were down 33-0 against the Indianapolis Colts. Sorry.
Yeah, why are you in that position in the first place? Why are you in that position in the first place? If you're supposed to be a team that wins games, a team that is supposed to come good when it comes to playoff time, and really you haven't. You've begun sliding even before Kirk Cousins has really been put under the spotlight. So, I mean, they've just got embarrassing playoff loss written all over them still. Nothing they've done is changed that in my estimation. Unless you want to argue with me, I'm gonna fucking blow right by.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they're having an excellent season. I don't want to take that away from them. He's 11-3. That's amazing. That's awesome. But when you're facing elite playoff talent, you can't go down 33-0. We saw what happened against the Cowboys. You know what I mean? So.
Springfest and Ego Days are here at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery with purchase of a Select trimmer, blower, or mower kit. Plus, shop today for new and exclusive items you need for your lawn. So get ready for spring with the latest in innovation from Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Only at Lowe's. We help, you save. Offer valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Yeah. Who did you say they might face in the first round?
Right now it's the Seahawks, but what it could come down to,
they probably will get
if the Lions sneak in there, man, I could really see the Lions pulling the upset that opening weekend. Right?
That'd be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be great. Especially since it's a divisional game. Technically a divisional game, even though it's a playoff game. So that'd be cool. That'd be anybody's game, though. I wouldn't say anybody would be confident in Minnesota going into that if they played the Lions. I really would.
I might.
Especially,
I would toss a couple bucks on the Lions, I think.
Oh yeah, no, you might get some good odds there too, or you might not, because I'm pretty sure the Lions were the favorites going into their matchup last week.
Yeah, they were,
and for good reason. So just goes to show Vegas is paying attention. All right, blown right on by. I'm really sorry about what happened to the Cowboys. That was annoying for me, to be honest, because I've been on your side. I think I just want to get out of your way here and let you talk to me about what happened. Is this typical? Oh my God, these fucking guys. And I also want to know if in the next few minutes of speaking on it, if you wouldn't mind just telling me what I'm looking at when I look at Dak Prescott, because if that motherfucker isn't trick or treat, I don't know what is. It's time at this point in your career to be consistent. And if there isn't the right stuff around you, that's one thing. And I do take him over probably 26 other QBs in the league off the top of my head still. But man, that guy's got to find a way to perform when he's not performing. He's just got to do it. I understand it wasn't entirely his fault and your defense looked completely not themselves, but that last play, I mean, that's becoming a Dak Prescott special at this point. So talk to me about your Cowboys. Is it just a setback, or what's going on?
So
with
it
these
was
guys?
a brutal loss. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it wasn't a brutal loss. There's no goddamn way you should lose that game. You're up 27-10, and the game was over. You know what I mean? It was over. They were on my small TV already. I had them on my phone, and I had the red zone on the regular TV, and all of a sudden I had to switch it. I had to go Cowboys big TV again, and I was very annoyed at that. So, like, listen, this game was over. I blame Dak for that first interception in the fourth, where he sailed the pass. I think his arm got hit or something, but still, you can't sail a pass that bad. And you can't be making that throw. I think it was third and 27 or something like that when he made that throw. And it's just like, bro, you can't force that ball when it's that long of a distance and you have this big of a lead. You got to know when it's time just to tuck it and run, or do whatever you have to do not to turn the goddamn ball
Gotta know when
over
to
there.
hold them, know when to
Bro,
fold
that's
them.
what I'm saying. That was a brutal one. I don't blame him for the Noah Brown one. I do not. That was a throw that's a first down, that's a catch 99.9% of the time. If that's an actual,
I have to ask,
if that's an actual quality
ask.
number 2 wide receiver, if that's a Mari Cooper, that ball is not going back the other way, and that's a guarantee
for sure. But also, there's something about how many times I've heard you be like, yeah, but like that one wasn't necessarily Dak's fault because like this happened and like that. And it's just at some point he's always at the scene of the crime. I mean, I understand he's the quarterback. His hand touches the ball in every single play, like without fail. But at some point, he's always at the scene of the crime in these big moments, these big moments where it's like, it's do or die. It's put up or shut up. You're the guy. Game's on the line.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, game's on the line and you're the dude. And I'm not saying it's Kirk Cousins syndrome. I'm not, because I don't think I think he's been a big game player in different situations. But sometimes in those big moments, man, it's almost like it's not, okay, just keep doing what you're doing. You're a good quarterback. Like, just keep playing your game. It's almost like he's talking himself into a moment of greatness or something. And he's just like, fucking,
but if you look,
or like something,
if you look at that end of the game, we were down, right? We were down a touchdown and Dak drove him right down the field and tied that game up. So, you know what I mean? So
no, but that's the crazy thing about him is he's capable of both trick or treat.
Yeah.
Like he's capable of driving your team down the field and with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but he's also capable of not stepping on the neck when he needs to, letting a team get back into a game, making the last throw of the game be his fault that the other team wins. Like, he is guilty of this shit. It's a team I want to like so much, but at this point, looking at him, it's not a team I would put money on because they have lost me money already.
Yeah, it did this past week. They're supposed to be the easy leg, right?
Dude, I had a parlay. I had climbed so many humps, and I was like, "Great! All that needs to happen is the Cowboys win."
As soon as you said that, said that out loud, were you like, "Oh no.
Man, it might have been my fault. It might have been my fault."
Yeah, man. But listen, I also don't want to take it away from Jacksonville either, because
I do a little.
They listen. Trevor Lawrence is real. I mean, our defense, he's really good, man. Kelvin Joseph. You want to know what my biggest worry is, honestly, with this whole defense, with everything, is we lost. Anthony Brown went down for the year, and I hate him. I hate Anthony Brown. He's my least favorite Cowboy until I saw Kelvin Joseph try and cover a wide receiver. That man is the definition of a liability. And if there's a reason that we get beat in the playoffs, it's because he lets out 2 big plays against some elite wide receiver that somehow gets matched up against him, because he's just a liability on the field. We literally can't play this dude. He's so bad. Yeah, he's just bad. Zay Jones burnt him for 2 of his touchdowns. And it's like, bro, you're going to get burnt. I know Zay Jones is going off lately, but like, come on.
I mean, I see it as the way that you guys play defense. Like it is high risk, high reward football. And I think that
it's a lot of bend don't break, and we've been breaking lately. You're
gonna have weeks like that, when you're trying to make plays on the ball and you're trying to not let guys get in rhythm. You're gonna get, and the way to do that is to let guys play the ball, right? Which means you're going to have some man-on-man situations going on. Like, you're going to get one-on-ones happening all over the field, and you need guys to be able to make those plays. But to me, it's just like looking at it with the eye test at this point. It's like, yeah, well, that's going to happen. And honestly, your defense has put you in plenty of good positions this season. Yeah. And your quarterback needs to win you the game.
Yeah, I've officially resigned myself that we're not winning the Super Bowl this year. That's what this week brought me to. Is like,
it's just 1 week.
I know, but like, it's just like, it just reminded me to expect this in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to it, that's why they're behind all those elite teams now. I don't think they're part of that tier anymore. I hope they surprise me, and I hope it's different. But like, my mindset on this team completely changed.
You're pretty low on them after like week 3, and like look what happened after that.
That's true. But like, I just want them to show it to me again. I want to see the elite team, and this is the week they're going to show up this week. But let's see if they show up against the Titans and the Commanders and that first round playoff opponent, where they feel like that they're the better team and they don't need to. Those are the games that the Cowboys always screw up. So we'll see.
Well,
I'm trying to keep my expectations at bay here, because
I mean, that's good. I appreciate that. I understand what you're going through. I still sort of believe that they are one of the better teams entering into this playoff race on paper. And I know that there is a lot of intangibles that you have to apply to the, sort of analyzing football teams. And we do that here. But also, I don't know, sometimes you just want to back a good team when they're coming in. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think they still have a chance to get hot again. And I think that it's a lot will depend on how they react to this pretty devastating kick in the teeth.
It was a big kick.
Because if they come out sluggish again next week, then it's like, all right, well, mentally they just weren't there.
It's like, listen,
if they come back and they have a point to prove, then maybe.
It was the definition of a trap game. And they fell right into it, man.
No, but they had it in the bag,
did,
though.
And that's the worst part. That's the worst part, is that game was over.
Took your foot off the gas. Can't do that. But I mean, the problem with games like that is the week after them, and in any sport really, the week after them is always tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's about how you react to a game like that. It's about if you take it as a lesson, or you take it as typical, and not you, because there's nothing you can do to affect it. It's how they react to it. Yeah. It's not that I'm saying Dak Prescott isn't the dude, or he isn't elite, or I'm never going to see him win a ring because of X, Y, or Z. I think that it's the fact that I don't know yet. Having watched him for honestly what should be a good sample size for a quarterback, I should know if he's that dude yet or not. And I just don't, because sometimes he looks the part and sometimes he really doesn't. And maybe by the fact that sometimes he doesn't means he's not. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people that live by that sort of school of thinking, but I'm just not ready to give up on him quite yet. I do really like.
Just so you know, I'm obviously a more avid Cowboys Twitter follower than you. This is a weekly discourse between Cowboys fans. It's like Team Dak and Team Not Dak. You know what I mean? Like, they go at it on Twitter, where it's like Dak's not the dude, and then there's stats to back up that he is the dude.
The problem with those two, the problem with those two groups biting at each other's faces is both are correct. It just depends on the weather.
Yeah, it really does.
And I think that's not literally speaking, of course. Someone takes that snippet. It's like, it's Dak. It depends on the weather. How does he play in snow games? Let's take a look. It's like, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's trick or treat, man. And I hope he finds consistency. I think that should be the mantra for the offseason, is consistency. Find things.
A wide receiver 2 needs to be the mantra of the guy.
No, obviously. I mean, for him. I want him to find things that he does every day repetitively that instill success into his brain.
I can tell you, if Amari Cooper was still on this goddamn football team, the Cowboys would be right there with the Eagles, and this game would be so different. I know. It's so abysmal what's going on over there, man. But anyways.
Well, moving on from that dour note onto another dour note. The Miami Dolphins also on the slide, unfortunately. They've been a fun watch this season. I think
that Bills game, they look good. I think they look good in that Bills game, personally.
I think that they are a good matchup for the Buffalo Bills. I think that a divisional game makes records not matter as much and makes personnel matter a little bit less. I think that there's a blueprint to Tua now. I think you can stop him from getting in a rhythm early, which is probably a little bit easier said than done, because it was pretty easy to say. and I'm not out there doing it, but I think it's pretty obvious to me that if he doesn't start hot, he will not finish hot. And I think that if you can get him in a position where he's uncomfortable early, which is the same thing I said about Stafford, and it turned out to be very true. If you can get him uncomfortable and you can get him making decisions that are not good, his confidence plummets. It plummets. And it doesn't matter really how good Mike McDaniel is at talking to him, or what kind of changes or plays that they do from that point forward, or what kind of scheme that they do to protect him better. He can't seem to get himself out of a rut. And I think that, to me, is something I've never seen a quarterback fix. I've never seen that fixed. I've never seen that sort of mental barrier get beat back. And I think that the reason being, it probably really sucks to get like pressured and get hit and get thrown off your rhythm as a quarterback in the NFL, because when teams are doing it, they're doing it really effectively, right? And I think McDaniel is a good coach. I think that he's got the best wide receiver core in the league, and I don't think that we should beat him with a cudgel of, oh, look, he chokes when he gets pressured, blah 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 blah. I think that the team just needs to figure out a way to win without him for periods. Like, just if you can get into the second quarter and be like, all right, we got to talk this guy off the fucking ledge. Like, let's see if we can make some like just easy plays to get us back in here. Will his timing be there? Will his reads be there? Because his accuracy, which is supposed to be the thing he's the best at, goes out the fucking window if he has any sort of. It gets so bad. So yeah, you can be in his ear and you can do as much man management as you want, but you got to manage the game to let him get himself back in. And unless he develops that trait, he's never going to win himself a championship. So talk to me about these Dolphins. I'm disappointed that they're not going to be a bigger card to play in this playoffs. I was looking forward to seeing what they would do. I mean, they're going to be in the playoffs. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it doesn't look like they don't look like the same team. And you don't want to go in this cold to a playoff run.
I mean, I kind of liked how they looked against the Bills, but like you said, it definitely could be matchup bound. They had the Packers this week, so I feel like when they played the Packers, if they come out and they struggle against Green Bay in their current state, it would be way more talent.
Yeah, I mean, I could be proven wrong. In 2 games, they could be right back where they need to be. But I just think they figured out Tua a little bit.
I agree. But I just would never count out Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle as a wide receiver core.
Of course.
They could put up 30 points on anyone at any time.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are in a free fall. They definitely are. They're definitely moving down. I don't know. I feel like they could give the Chiefs a game. I really do. I mean, we just saw.
They're the right team for it. Yeah. Not necessarily like talent to talent, but they are the right team to play the Chiefs, if not the Bengals. But yeah.
What are they in?
I think
they're the last. The Dolphins are the last spot in the playoffs right now.
Yeah. Wow. That happened fast.
It did. Wow.
Jesus. Again, I wouldn't put any of my hard-earned money on them at this point. But let's see how, like you said, let's see how they do against the Packers. If they do bounce back against the Packers, I think that shows a lot. I think it shows a mental resiliency that you need if you're going to make a run in the playoffs. And also, like, because they're young, because they're dynamic, the sky's the limit for them in the playoffs, which is why I'm disappointed to see them cool so hard coming into it. But I guess we'll see. I mean, McDaniel just looks sad. Yeah, he sounds sad.
The next, I love. Did you see the one where, I think someone held or got a penalty, and he looks at his coordinator and goes, "Bro, you better get over there and fix that shit." Like it was so good. I want to hang out with him, just for the record. I want him to come hang out on a podcast with us. I feel like we get along with him.
Yeah, he seems like a nice enough guy.
But yeah, so
I think he's just our age. It's like the first time you've ever seen that in a head coach.
So they have the Packers, the Patriots, and the Jets in the final 3 games. They could win out. I feel like they should win out if the Dolphins are, again, who we think they are. They should win out. They should win those last 3 games. They shouldn't have any problem getting in the playoffs, because the Patriots and the Jets are the 2 teams that they're going through to try and get that final playoff spot. So if they can't show up in those 2 games against teams that they are clearly more talented than, then that's a problem. That's something that needs to be evaluated. Like you can't lay an egg against those two teams in your final two games.
Patriots would love to spoil.
Oh, they would love it.
Like it would just be nothing would make them happier. So they think they would show up for that game. So I think if they win out, then like everything we just said is like rectified.
Right.
You know, it's like that's all they can do is beat the remaining teams in front of them. But if they lose out or they lose like one or two of those games, they're done. Like we're done.
If they lose to the Pats or the Jets with their playoff lives on the line with stakes, man, that's I have no faith against them against any of these top 5 teams. You know what I mean? That's a complete like, all right, you're erased from. It's like losing to the Jags with your playoff lives on the line. You know?
Yeah, you got to be better than that for sure. I mean, look, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it's going to go, and I am kind of pulling for him. But moving on to just such a fun organization to have watched this year. Made all the right moves. Doesn't seem to matter who their quarterback is. Brock Purdy is apparently the second coming of Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, the fucking San Francisco 49ers. It's bananas to me how I thought I was convinced Jimmy G going down meant their season because I don't know how you get a quarterback injury that severe in the middle of a season and get better.
It's so funny because that's what keeps happening, right? Is like
you
say
they're going from strength to strength.
You say they made the right moves, but like they really didn't because like
they got Christian McCaffrey.
That was the right move. You're right. But like with quarterback, it's like Trey Lance. That was the complete wrong move, but somehow it worked out for the 49ers, and now all of a sudden, and then they get screwed again. Jimmy gets hurt, and somehow Brock Purdy's better than Jimmy G. Like what? The fuck is going on, man?
It's I feel like if Brock Purdy gets hurt, it's gonna be like we figured out a way to resurrect Joe Namath in his prime.
What is happening?
He's gonna walk right in.
Tom Brady's actually gonna come play for us once he gets knocked out.
He'd be great.
He really would.
He'd be awesome. He'd be perfect. You'd win 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I don't know. They're no rookie quarterback.
They're so fun.
No rookie quarterback has ever led the team to a Super Bowl, and I feel like we could see it here because
that'd be awesome.
They're just built.
They're definitely the favorites in the NFC now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they just are.
Right. I mean, the Eagles look pretty good. I guess no, they almost lost to the Bears. I don't know.
It is tough to bet against. They're my favorites. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. That defense is so good, man. If anyone can stop that Eagles offense, it's the 49ers defense.
I know. Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Their defense is legitimately so good. It's just they got studs all over the field, but they run like a well-oiled machine, and they talk to each other well. And Shanahan's a good coach. Like I could see him doing it. Like, I'm excited. I mean, not even to get into the X's and O's of it. I'm really looking forward to the 49ers run in the playoffs. I think I'm going to be pulling for them.
They got swag too.
All right,
where they come out with like that.
They do
the boom, like they have that one. They have like a boombox guy.
I like Bosa's like unassuming
they
too. You know, like when you listen to his mic'd up, he's like there was like one I saw where he was like standing in the huddle and somebody was like, "We gotta pressure him. We gotta," and like it cuts over to Bosa and he's like, "Couldn't agree more."
Yeah, I did see that.
I fucking love this guy. I love the Boses as a family. I think they'd be fun to have.
Kittle's great too. Did you see Kittle where he has the one mic'd up where he runs out and he like fakes it. He's gonna catch the ball and the guy jumps and he's like, got you. And he goes over on the sideline. He's like, I made him jump.
Okay. Yeah, they're a fun team, and I'm enjoying watching them play. And clearly we're fanboys over here, the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah. It seems like Bobby needs a team to root for once the Cowboys go out.
They might go out to the 49ers.
Yeah, I know it could happen still, right? Okay. Moving on to our fun little game of the top 4. We have the Bills at 4, looking like themselves again. I have to say, Josh Allen looking like himself again. We have the Eagles at 3. We got the Bengals at 2. And we got the Chiefs at 1.
Oh, we can't do it this week. We got 3 AFC.
Yeah, we can't do the fun game. So here's what we're going to do. Ready? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the question. You have the choice between the Chiefs, the Bengals, and the Bills to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC. Or you have the Eagles or the 49ers or the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 3 and 3. We're going to do top 6. Top, whatever.
Yeah, no, that works.
So you got Chiefs, you got Bengals, you got Bills. Of those 3, under the lights, who's going to the Super Bowl?
This is one of the funnest top 3s we've had in a while. in football, right? Because that's fun.
Because you think that the Bengals are, if they play the Chiefs, they have their number.
I do. Yeah, I really.
But I wonder what the Bengals would do against the Bills. I feel like I'd take the Bills in that matchup.
I might do. God damn it.
It's tough, man. That's a knife fight. I don't know who wins, but you got to pick one.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals, man. I really have faith in this Bengals team. I just have faith in Joe Burrow, and for them to come back. I know they got like 6 short fields in a row against the Bucs, but like it was a good comeback. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Samaje too is built for that winner run game. If he actually becomes a factor in the playoffs, that's even more. I don't know. And that defense in the second half, man, we can hate on the Bucs all we want, but this has been a proven thing since that Chiefs game that like the Bengals defense comes out in the second half and they just absolutely dominate you.
I think they're the most mentally strong team. In the
I
NFL.
don't know what
I think mentally they're right.
It's crazy, man. They don't let up points in the second half, and I haven't seen anything like that before. So like when it comes down to it, I think the Bengals are the team in the AFC. NFC, listen, I love the Eagles run game. I hate the fucking Eagles. Well, I can't believe that. I love the Eagles run game, but and their defense. That front line is absurd.
And that'll get you to
Hassan Reddick, man, he is something.
I mean, if you look at it over the last few years, like if you're talking about an elite group in all your areas, like like that'll get like an elite front line like that will get you to a Super Bowl and might win you one. It could be true. So I'd have a tough time doubting them. If I'm being honest with you, I'm sending the Chiefs and I'm sending the Niners. Yeah. Those are my two.
I think the Niners are the pick though.
I think so too.
I think the
momentum.
I feel like it is possible the Cowboys to come into Philly and beat the Eagles on that divisional weekend, and then it would be Cowboys 49ers, and I'm going 49ers all day in that matchup. Listen, I saw it last year. The run game against this Cowboys defense. There's some reason about the zone run. We can't stop it, and that's what the 49ers are so good at. And McCaffrey on those jump downs, it'd be tough for the Cowboys to win that game. So I'm with you. Bengals rematch. Bengals 49ers. What was that, Super Bowl like 2027?
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Week in, week out here at MTP, we have not 1 cent in this fun little game. We have not 1 cent the Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. So that means a few things. 1, we have no faith in them. 2, they're probably going to the Super Bowl. 3, we actually had to pull out of the top 4. We had to change the rules of the game and go to the 5th team in the 49ers to make sure the Eagles didn't make the Super Bowl. We have that little faith in them.
That makes me a little happy on the inside, I got to say.
I don't think it's so bad.
We need to change this. We have to send the Eagles. No, we gotta change.
We're not sending
we gotta change this
Eagles.
game.
We're not sending the fucking Eagles. We're not sending Gomer Pyle to the front lines, for God's sake. Anyway, it's looking increasingly likely that they are going to go. Unfortunately, the rest of the NFC has fallen off pretty hard. But the 49ers are in with a chance to actually stop them. So let's see how it goes. The AFC, though, like we said, it's a knife fight. All right. I don't think we're gonna do parlays today. I had a sad gambling weekend, so tune in next week for your.
It's been rough the past couple weeks.
Fucking Cowboys were at fault for that. I bet on a UFC fight where the guy I bet on hit the other dude in the head with an elbow. The guy started bleeding. The guy I was betting against started bleeding more than I've ever seen a human being bleed. It turned out he had a cut in an artery in his head. He lost 1/3 of his blood, and he still went on to win the fight. So my money was just cursed.
That's a bad beat, bro. That's a bad beat.
My money was cursed this weekend. So I don't want anyone tailing my bets. So let's skip the parlays. It's been another fun rendition of the Power Ranking Show. For my cohort, Real BK, Bob Kelly, for all of us here at Missing the Point on Electricast and the Winner's Edge Podcast Network. Thank you so much for tuning in. Adios.
Hi, I'm Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. What did you do on your last Saturday night?
Did you hear something?
Toilet paper.
There's none. Nada. The reserves have gone dry.
People are hoarding it. I should have done that.
They're all out of hand sanitizer at my Target.
Mark, when did you last watch the news?
We are getting reports of forced quarantines in China, Japan, and now Italy.
You're cutting onions in half and putting them around your apartment.
Yes, exactly. It kills the COVID.
Excuse me? Let's go. Let's go. Get in.
Vamos, rápido.
Have you ever driven one of these?
Never.
I'll drive, ladies.
I've got the keys.
Excuse me, I'm lost. I'm looking for my wife. I got turned around.
Join me, Eric Roberts, Jennifer Elise Cox, and Ed Asner for The Last Saturday Night, an Electrocast podcast. You'll love it. Electrocast. Electrocast.